Am I live? I'm live! It's showtime! Welcome to my stream. Hi, I'm Felicia. Um, Today we are going to be talking. Look, I figured out how to do this now. Wait, did I figure out how to do this? I did figure out how to do this. I made the slides. Today we're talking pirates and peasants. So, kind of, just to warm up, who's your favorite peasant or pirate costume? I would say pirate. Who's your favorite pirate? Let's do pirates because peasants, there's too many. We're all peasants, aren't we? But who's your favorite pirate? There's so many. Nothing's off limits, not video game characters, not any of them, because we're going to be talking pirates and peasants. But we're going to be starting with peasants today because we got to understand it peasants before we take it to pirates. So, welcome, Ionalith. Thank you for being here early. And Dan Does Junk is here, so hi, Dan. Let me go. I like that. There we go. So, peasants. You got to think about peasants for like Ren fairs. They have more fun at the Ren fair. You have the royalty, which is really nice if you really like kind of your space or, just kind of to be treated as royalty, but peasants have way more fun. I'm just saying. And you can tell that these peasants aren't just in rags. Peasants doesn't mean rags. It just means everyday people. These are people who have to do everyday things, be comfortable, run around, dance, work in their clothes, and they have to make their own clothes, and they really need to be easy, and they have to be durable. So yeah, that's why I like this picture, because the reality is it rips, you got to stitch it up. It has to be durable. Common fabrics that were used were linen, wool, and then later on cotton. And one thing that's really nice about wool is that it'll keep you warm even when it's wet. It's very durable and it's very long lasting. So, and it holds color well. So when you're thinking peasants, think texture, think cottons, gauzes, heavy duty fabrics, and then the peasant shirt. That the Renaissance shirt. If you're looking on Amazon or trying to shop for it, I would call it a Ren shirt. But that pirate peasant, simple, oversized, comfortable Ren shirt. You're going to see that come up over and over again. And clothes were comfortable and practical, and you could go all sorts of directions with it because peasants are pre-industrial revolution and even when you started getting into the mass production, people's clothing still kind of reflected the way they the needs that they needed. Hi, I'm live and I can't talk trip over my own tongue. But I have the two different pictures on either end of the spectrum in time frames, and clothing does not change that much between the two. You have the layered skirts, you have the chemise underneath, you have sleeves that can or cannot be removed. They have to be easy, and it's practical clothing, but you probably only owned about 3 complete outfits, one to wear, one to wash, and one for your special occasions. And so you'd really take pride and care in your clothing, and it's how you presented yourself to the world. So it's an interesting way to think about it because you had to work in it. It's also like a cartoon character. You wear the clothes, they're part of your character. And I wanted to talk about different ways that we could create these different Renaissance looks from things you'd find in either your closet or the thrift store. Yes, Just gonna check and see if anyone says hi. Okay, I'm gonna keep going then. So these are what I typically think of when I think peasant woman. Um, you got your lace up fronts, you have your peasant blouse, you have your layered skirts and an apron, and maybe your hair tied up or a hat. Look for a gauzy cotton shirt at the thrift store. Look for peasant blouses are always a classic. Um, you can even do a men's white button-up dress shirt and wear it underneath a vest that you open up. There's lots of ways that you can just, I want to say, slap it together, because there really is a million ways you could go about getting this look. There's layers of skirts. It doesn't matter what era. You just get a long skirt with even maybe a shorter skirt under it, and just kind of bunch it up and pin it up. And shoes, keep them rudimentary. Go for leather. Go for sandals. Just go for things that are comfortable to slip on. Go for ugly brown Crocs. Give them a cover, you know? But I really think that if you were to try and make a garment for like your first sewing project, a Renaissance shirt would probably be a great starting point, because it's the foundation garment that really pulls all the costumes and characters together. Oh, and I pulled this picture because it's the same concept as these outfits, even the same colors, but the way she uses them, they really pop, because oranges was a very popular dye with the black. You could get black from the coal dye, from coal, and also black wool, and so you could get these really contrasting colors and pops, like the way they use black, the way they use lacing, the way they had stomachers, and the way that you could really just layer. Sleeves are difficult. Her outfit looks crazy intricate, but her sleeves are just two tubes that her under chemise, that pirate shirt, which would have been a long pirate shirt dress, just kind of billows out, so she has the movement in her arms and elbows, because joints are hard to have a fitted garment with a bendy joint. And so a rectangle is easy to do, and a rectangle is easy to do, and a rectangle is easy to do. And lacing them, you can do teeny tiny stitches, or you can do loose stitches that give you the movement that you need. So a lot of the styles are just very practical and simple and easy to pass on and still look really pretty and be dressed up and dolled up, because, for you. And yep, we got the peasant blouse, we have the layers, we have I love the bare feet, because in reality, bare feet's comfortable. You have the leather shoes. And this one I also really liked, because it just shows throughout the different times, eras, the general peasantry class. It just kind of has that look. Our movement's hard, but you want to be comfortable. So billowy, cotton, comfortable sleeves. And then if you really need them to be confined, you just have the part that you need to have held together. It's really fun and easy to adapt. And I really like this one, because you can see the different styles and how shoulder seams are avoided at all costs. If you look in this picture, sleeves are hard, but peasant sleeves aren't, because they need to be able to move. So they're always big and billowy. Yeah, I really like this one, because it just shows people being people, and they're moving, and they're in their clothing. Like it has to move. It has to be practical. The lady in the back over there, her legs kicking up. People are dancing. Their jackets are loose, but they're all clean. They're all put together. It's peasants. You could see peasant clothing repeating through all the video games, through the characters. So understanding just kind of the rudimentary, pants are hard. Pants are not easy. People didn't wear pants right away. They avoided pants as long as they possibly could. Horse riding and I think being a sailor really pushed pants into the mainstream, but um, they're hard because you have, if sleeves are hard, legs are harder. And you can see the different kinds of solutions that they come up with. But so when you're doing kind of Renaissance pants, like especially if you're shopping at the thrift store, I would suggest looking in the pajama pants. Or like, yeah, I would definitely start in the pajama pants section with the elastic waistbands and the oversize with the stripes or the browns or the blacks. I actually really, really like black velvet just because the way the black pops. Um, I know it's not era correct, but I think it looks really nice with the leather with tucked into the knee-high boots or even thigh-high boots for pirate looks like Captain Morgan. I like him with like the black velvet pants. I don't know what color pants are, but I've done it like depending on which pants we had at the costume shop fit the person renting the costume. But you can even get away with modern pants, especially if you wrap a sash around it, because you just got to cover up the fly. Yeah, but I I usually go and shop in the pajama pants first. Also, making a pajama pant pattern out of like a doe skin or a nice linen. There's lots of ways you can alter it, but keeping it as simple and rudimentary as possible is in the real spirit of things. And what I find fascinating is that it takes about 4 years or 3 years, 3 to 4 years to make a men's shirt from the growing of the plant or shearing of the sheep to the twisting of the fibers to the weaving to the cutting to the sewing. It takes about a 4 year process in total, and that's about how long it takes you to go through a shirt. So it's like clothing isn't something that's super disposable, and it has to be it has to be long lasting and well worn, and people took effort into it. So like you see these reoccurring themes over and over again in everyday people wear, and that's kind of carried over into what we wear today. And I find that really interesting because it seems crazy. Oh, this is like very peasant look, but we can still go to the thrift store and find that skirt, that blouse. You know, I men's section, I would shop in the vest and shirt waist jackets. It's not so easy to find. It is a simple pattern to try and to do. And remember, peasants have way more fun, but don't have too much fun. I like this one because it's just people being people and the amount of fun colors going on and styles. And pirates. We're going to talk pirates in just a second. Let me see what y'all are saying. I want to know who your favorite pirate is. So let me know in the comments who your favorite pirate is. There's too many to choose from. I want to know who yours is. Um, I would wear clogs. Clogs are completely appropriate. Yes. Maker JP. Hi, dude. James Allen. Hi, y'all. Dan does junk. You can also add patches to the pants, simulating lower cast, cheap repair work. Exactly. Wear and tear really brings a costume to life. Like, um, taking a Dremel to the seams to give that worn edge and then rubbing charcoal or dirt into those seams really gives it that texture. Using muted colors, you can use really expensive fabrics or styles and stuff, but using the browns, the muted colors, the blacks, the you can use color to convey a lot when it comes to peasantry. You can go really bright and playful, and you can go very poor and more worker, and I feel like there's a lot of flexibility within the peasant, like what you can do with the costume, and both sides work. Color can help really convey what you're trying to sell, and I like distressed clothing because it really has a lot of character to it. It's worn clothing, and worn areas, especially, you got to think about elbows, knees, bending joints. That's where things are going to get worn out the most. So when you're putting wear into your clothing, if you take a nice brand new jacket and you're like, no, this needs to look dirty, it needs to be like he's been riding a horse in it for like months at a time and never been washed, that kind of a look for a character, whether it's a Western or a medieval character, the wear marks are going to be right at the elbows, at the knees, at the hip joints, and the dirt. It's going to collect in the kind of the same areas. And yeah, you can go from middle class down to like lower class and have fun in between. And also with pirates, that's a whole nother level. Um, Shankar, she beat me to it on distressing. Yes, distressing. So that's where we're going to go to pirates, because pirates get distressed in um, a salty sea air way. And I like using Legos. Sorry. Okay. It's not a mirror. It throws me off. But I like using Legos because it brings it down to the just rudimentary, what can you look and say pirate? This gives me very much Jack Sparrow vibes. Ugh, I can't talk. Jack Sparrow vibes. You have the 1700s style jacket that is very popular with the golden age of piracy. Um, it's kind of what you're used to seeing, and he has his baldric, the sash, the tricorn hat, and no, he's not really carrying. Oh, he has a sword on him. I'm like, I don't think does he have a sword and a. Yep, a sword in the gut, I think. But the bandana, all these clothes are very practical, and pirates are an interesting case on the peasantry clothes because they're very specific. They're kind of that bridge between they have money and they look very low class because they're at sea, working their butts off, traveling the world. Like when you go on vacation, you get pretty ragged, not to mention if you actually like on a real boat. And so a lot of the clothing is extremely practical to pirate wear. And I think it's very interesting how we got our stereotypical pirates from peasant clothing. I'm going to go to this slide. Pirates! So I like the 1700s jackets, and see how huge those cuffs are? At the costume shop, we would use bleach bottles to make those cuffs because you can sew through bleach bottles, you can wash them, you can dry them, and they hold that shape and that size, and they can take a rental and a half. But those 1700 shirt-waisted jackets for the captain, it shows that they have class, that they have money, that they can travel, and they're probably going to be wool because wool wears very well and will keep you warm even when it's wet, which makes a huge difference on a pirate ship. Pirate ships also have a lot of sunshine, so sunshine and exposure to elements. Elements destroy fabrics, especially silks, but the captain's more likely to flaunt his wealth and have a fancier jacket, where somebody who's scrubbing the deck is going to get comfortable. I want to point out Smee. Look at his little striped t-shirt. Sailors really brought into the mainstream t-shirts and knitwear as just comfortable wear. I think Coco Chanel, she bought the jersey knit that made her one really awesome collection, super awesome, discounted from sailors. It was intended to go to working clothes. And it's comfortable. Cotton t-shirts are comfortable. And it's interesting that you see t-shirts pop up on sailor ships before you really see them anywhere else. And oh yeah, and then on the other edge of the spectrum, see up in the corner behind the StreamYard logo, that's one of the pirates from Swiss Family Robinson, I believe. And they were stranded in New Guinea, I want to say. Please, it's been years and years and years and years since I've seen that movie. But I really like their take on those pirates because they're world traveled. You can tell that they are at sea. Their clothes are completely practical for at sea, but they also have, I don't know, I really like that look for pirates. And also down at the bottom, you see the Dread Pirate Roberts down in the center. And he's wearing Ren pants and a Ren shirt and a pirate hat. It's all completely practical with the right colors and styles. And so I really like these different pirates. I'm gonna go click. Hi, sorry. I'm learning how to do all of this, but let me take a break from that and say hi. Hi, Ralph Morick. And Dan Does Junk says, I feel like some lower level pirate deckhands can have a similar look to peasants with simple tattered clothes. Yes, no, the overlap is immense. Ready to wear clothing that wasn't necessarily specifically sewn to you was invented by sailors because they would go out to sea, destroy their clothing, and then come back and have money from their trip. And they want to go out and have a good time, but they look all distressed and like poor peasants. So why would people serve them? So they would have to buy new clothes and they don't have the time to get them all fitted. So they would be like, well, can you have some that are all about this size and just kind of get it from there so that they can go and spend their money and have a fun time and be accepted in society. So the wear and tear between pirates is a really, sailors are so practical. But yeah, let me go back. Click. In reality, if I was a pirate, this is what I would be like. Yeah. The jacket for when it gets cold for the protective elements. A nice cotton tank top really doesn't need to do much. And some trousers to keep comfortable. And the baldric to hold my guns and an axe in my pocket. You know, this outfit has pockets. It makes complete sense to me. And a hat to keep the sunshine out. It's pure practicality on a ship. Like, even the shoes look comfortable. uh, yeah, why bother doing your hair? It's a pirate look. So realistic pirate, this is probably what you're looking at. Stylized pirate, you get to have so much fun. What's that one show that just came out? I really love the way they portray that. I love pirates. I feel like you really can't do them wrong because you get like the right flavors. Oh yeah. This is from when I did a pirate shoot um with Smosh. We did the Assassin's Creed music video, the rock anthem. And yes, Mickey Rat, our flag means death. I love the way they did it. They portrayed it so well because they have the different classes within the pirates, their access to different goods, and the way they wore their clothes was impeccable. I was working on a project once where they asked me for pirate swimwear specifically, and they wanted it to be historically accurate, but it needed to not be naked. That was an interesting project. It was really fun, but got me thinking about what I needed to do. Yeah, this pirate ship is, hold on, I feel like I need to sneeze, and now that I said that, it's not gonna. No? All right. From the Assassin's Creed music video, sorry. with Smosh. This was a big project. It was a lot. It was a lot of fun, but it was a big project, and really got to understand Renaissance and pirate clothing, because we were dressed up on the ship so that if we were in the shot in the background, we wouldn't be out of place. I'm on the left and Nicole's on the right. We both had pink hair, but different shades. And then this is also mixed between crew and cast, because you see people who were behind camera wore their normal clothes. People who might be in a shot wore pirate clothes. So we got Ivan, who's the boom micro operator. He gets to wear a pirate outfit. And you got Frank over here, just sunlight loving Frank, I'm just saying, in his little Renaissance shirt. And we spent the day filming out on his ship. We also had a day on the beach and a day on set. There was quite a few days and so much footage. Like, I'm surprised that they got it all shoved into that one music video. It was awesome. And if you look way in the back in this picture, you're going to see Ian and Anthony, teeny tiny, all dressed up as pirates. We're waiting for the cannon to go off, because we actually shot a cannon into the ocean over the San Francisco Bay. It was so much fun. Yeah, so Ryan's looking at the shot. Ian and Anthony are getting ready because we only have one shot, and this was one of the few pictures I got. And I'm going to apologize for the next photo. Sorry, Anthony. Sorry, Ian. These are terrible photos, but I was so busy, especially the first day of filming, that I didn't get hardly any photos. So these photos John sent me, because see, I'm in the background there, just with the black shirt. Anyways, these were the looks, and I need to tweak it. Like, it bothers me that much, because the baldric in the game is up here on his chest, but the weight of the guns pulls it down. Like, all the pictures of pirates, they all fall down with the gun weight, but video games, they're here because that looks cooler. And my job was to tweak it to make sure that these costumes look good. And I see so many things that need to be tweaked in these pictures. But these are the completed looks that I had done for Ian and Anthony. And I'm just going to go on to the next one, because those weren't the most flattering of photos, but they were the only ones I had that were a full photo. And if you look in the monitor, you can see Anthony, but it's so blown out that you can't see Anthony. And then you can see the back of him, and Nicole looking like lovely Lady Gaga with her amazing umbrella over on the beach when we were filming the beach scenes. So I'm just going to take a second to say that was a lot of work, and it was a lot of fun. And I don't think I appreciated what was going on at the time, because there was so much going on. I really feel for Anthony. He had the beard, and I feel like the beard was probably the hardest part of the costume. With that baldric pulling everything forward, I honestly feel like that beard was... We filmed all day on the beach to get some pickup shots at the studio, and just keeping a beard on with spirit gum in a sandy, salty beach was awful. And then finally taking it off to have to put it back on again, to take it off to put a pink one on again. That was probably the, never again, nope, we'll hook it over your ears kind of a thing. So I really think that Anthony was a trooper when it came to that. But we were so busy getting so many shots that it was hard to just take a moment. And I love this photo because it was so peaceful. This was one of those few peaceful moments where we're just looking outside, appreciating the view. Nicole is the makeup artist, and she's on the left, and Anthony is on the right. And they just got out of hair and makeup, and it's before we have to go back on set and get back to filming. And It was so nice being on a real pirate ship dressed as pirates, and it was surprisingly comfortable for as crazy as it was. And so, like I said, we were dressed up and we changed wigs multiple times, depending, so we could have multiple people in anyways. We were in the shot, so I'm on the left and Nicole's on the right, or anyways, I'm the one closest to me and Nicole's on the other side. And we're in our pirate outfits. And then, like I said, I only got a few photos. I got the most photos on the ship, so that's why these are all out of order. But we got these two lovely wenches. They have the Renaissance clothing, the layers, the textures, the prints, the patterns, but in the right kind of colors and styles and layers, that it just has that flavor of peasants and pirate and layers. And then we mix these costumes up because these are two photos, but I think at one point we may have had over 50 people slash crew, there's plus crew dressed up as pirates on the actual crazy day when everybody was in the party scene. It got very, very hectic. So, like, I have a few during the calm moments, few photos during the calm moments, and it just makes me realize how much it was to think about in general. And I love this photo because we got John and John standing next to each other. John Joyner, anyway, John on the left with the t-shirt, he was on camera, so he's in his normal clothes because we would never see him. And the other John is in pirate clothes because he was in a bunch of the shots, and we see him all over the place. And it was really fun because it's not that different of practicality when it comes to clothing, and I love it because it was super comfortable and fun and layers. And then on the left we have Pat and the other guy, I don't know his name, I'm totally blocking him, so I'm gonna just go off this for a second. Pat is in a hoodie, and the other guy is just in a shirtwaist vest over his pirate shirt, and they both serve as the same practical garment. Like, they do the same comfort and coverage and warmth and cool, if that makes any sense. And then I love this photo because we have to just appreciate that we have our guy with a t-shirt on the ground shooting somebody, but with the red bandana on his head. He's totally in a t-shirt, completely practical and comfortable, with pajama pants on and a sash. And we have the captain in the fancy jacket that's been worn out, with the comfortable, with the pants and the sash and the buckles and the baldric, and with the guns that pull down to the bottom. It's just the way the weight wants to pull those guns. I maybe just a little. Those guns were really hard to keep here. They really just want to be down. Like, I really tried, Anthony. I tried to keep them solid. Anyways, the weight, they just want to hang there. So, like, cosplayers who like are really trying to recreate some video game characters where the physics, they fight you. I feel you. I really, really do. Yeah, but I really like this picture because it just shows all the different elements of sailor clothing, because people are brawling right here. They really don't care what they look like. They are just trying to exist in their day, get through it. And you can see the t-shirts, the vests, the comfortable shirts, the bare feet, the simple leather shoes. Leather's not really practical on a ship. Neither is iron, like rustable metals. So that really, if you see that a lot of those weird influences popping up in pirates over and over again. So let me see what y'all are saying. Oh, Mickey Rack. Yeah, we had that problem on Gunk as well, with all the guns staying in its place. Yeah, because if you put the weight of the guns, it's all going to pull down. So you have to have either a counterweight or it anchored. And so, I'm a little over time, but I did want to show you guys how to do sashes, because you can do a pirate costume with what you have at home. If you have a white button-up dress shirt or a white peasant blouse or a black one or a red one or a brown one, or like a button-up shirt or a peasant blouse in whichever color you like. I won't limit colors, because even though we only have black and white photos and old line drawings, colors were very prominent in the clothing that people wear. So, but a button-up shirt, pajama pants, and then tying a good sash. So let me just show you tying a sash. A cheap, easy way to get great sash fabric is curtains from the thrift store. This is an old curtain that, look at, it's all rough. It's not anything special. I extended it because you want as long as you possibly can, because it makes it easier to tie. But so you center the center back, or the middle of the sash on your waist. You want a good, thick, wide one. Go silk, go brocade, have fun. Twist it on the back and then bring it towards the front. Now this is where you want to go to one side, and you'll automatically, one will get longer, one will get shorter. Now you can see that since these were curtains, you can see they have a front side and a back side. I didn't mind that, because you really do have front side and back side whether you see it or not. Put it so that your sash shows you the front side, and wrap the other one around it and come up and under, and then this one will serve, and you'll have that layered look. Now, this is not going to be your practical belt that's going to hold you together, because this is just for decorative. You want it as wide as you can possibly get it. You can add a sash tie. This one's from a dress, but also bathrobes. This is also from a dress. You can get sashes and scarves and stuff. There's really no limit, but I'm going to show you. If you get a good solid one that's really sturdy, like this one is, again, I like to start in the back and go cross and bring it to the front. Now tie this one with a square knot, meaning, again, pick your front, wrap it around so that you still have that square. Sorry, I have to look at what I'm doing, but pull it down, and then keep this on top as you wrap it through to give yourself a really good flat knot that will be a good sturdy knot. And then just flip it back down, and you can hide your knot next to your flap, and then this is going to hold this together, and if you need to, you can safety pin all of this to your actual waistband and hold it all together. And as you can see, you're covering up most of the fly and stuff, so as long as you have like a tan or a khaki or kind of a pant, you can get away with a lot. And then if you want to have anything around your waist, like coins or something fun, I would suggest looping it onto your support belt. You can also use just a real belt that's going to be really solid, a leather one, but it just needs to hold all the things. And you hook that there. Now you can bring it across this way. So if you want, you can have something around your waist. To hold it for practical purposes, you'd want that hidden underneath the folds of your sash. And then right here, nice square knot, so everything's secure. And then you can add your loop for your sword. So You don't want to put all of this stuff on this layer. I think that's the most novice mistake I see a lot happen, is that you expect too much from just your red sash. You kind of have to have your red sash as the base to give yourself the most color and coverage and hold everything together. And then you wrap a support belt. So that one could be leather, that could be a real belt, that could be like I had a sturdy sash. And then attaching that, you can use other sashes to just, this is my sword sash, this is my, holds my little bits, bobs, cups, depends on your Ren Fair, but I figured I would show you how to do the sash. And then can you guys just laugh at this for a second? I broke these scissors. These couldn't cut it. Wah, wah. Anyways, those made me laugh. Let's see. We went over time. I'm almost at 45 minutes as opposed to 30 minutes. So I guess I got a little carried away there. Let's see what y'all are saying before I make my goodbyes. Mickey Rat says, except Blackbeard probably didn't wear a biker jacket, but I love that outfit. But he wouldn't have had something too far off, if you think about it. It's really not that far of a stretch. And I really do love the way they kind of pull those pirates off. They just really, it makes me happy watching them, not gonna lie. Mickey Rat, or a very realistic plastic gun, LOL. Plastic, they also make really good wooden ones, and I feel like the pirate guns are the easiest ones to find. Realistic and fake looking ones. But yeah, the heaviness, that's the hard part. Just from experience. And Mickey Rat, that sash tying is fascinating. Yes, I know, structure and support. You learn these things from trial and error and mistakes. But if you can tie a sash and you have pants and a boots you can tuck your pants into, or tall socks that you can blouse your pants into, and a good Ren shirt, but you really don't even need a good Ren shirt. Don't button up a button. Sacrifice a button-up shirt. Get one from the thrift store. Take the buttons off. Don't button it. Just cross it or sew it up to right about wherever you want it to close. And just iron the collar flat or cut off the collar. And then just roll the sleeves. And you got a pirate shirt. You can have a black one, a white one, a whatever color one, but you can take a basic button-up shirt and turn it into your pirate or Renaissance shirt. And making vests to go with that is a good, easy first project because it is very rectangular to your measurements, to the waist, and then you flare out. Yeah, any questions about Renaissance and who your favorite pirates are? I was thinking about it, who my favorite pirate is. I really don't know. But there's so many of them and they're so good. So for right now, I'm just going to say Smee. I like his fashion sense. And I like that he's wearing a t-shirt before anyone else. But I really do like pirates because they're very independent, very free, and they have style. They really do. So thank you guys for joining me. Welcome. And I hope you enjoyed this. I think I've exhausted my Renaissance knowledge at the moment. But thank you for joining me. And let me see, there looks like there's a couple more comments before I say goodbye. Nine Gel, my kids' school don't allow masks, Halloween, cover face. What is the best costume you should just that can stand out without a mask? Oh, so many. I think I've had that rule so much as a child that I don't even start to think mask costumes. I think of costumes without masks first, and then I resort to masks. Kids' costumes can go honestly so many different ways. Are they into pirates, princesses, or superheroes? Because superheroes, you really don't need the masks. That's a very broad field because I don't know. I feel like all the kids are going to be Demon Slayer this year, and with the exception of Nezuko's little thing, and it doesn't have to be in her mouth. There are so many costumes that you can be. It's just pick a character that you like. And if you wanted to be a witch, do your witch makeup instead of wearing a mask. If you want to be a zombie, do a zombie mask. And not zombie makeup instead of mask. Masks really help with the just instant costume, but I feel like there's so many different ones you can do. Ooh, Danta's junk. I don't know if Captain Crunch is one, but probably just a ship captain. You know what? He's a sailor. I'll count Captain Crunch. I'll allow it. Yeah. I feel like there's pirates are a fun one. So I hope I gave you guys some inspiration for Halloween, different characters, and don't be afraid to go for it, to try it. Buy cheap clothing at the thrift store and cut it up. Um, there's a million ways to do anything wrong as long as you're having fun. So be like the peasants, have a lot of fun, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.